Before we get into it, I just want to say, and don't be mad, you don't need any hair growing tips. Your hair is already growing, and despite what people who are trying to sell you oils and supplements say, you can't really make your hair grow any faster. You can only make your hair grow to its fullest potential. If you really think that your hair isn't growing, you should probably get checked out by a doctor, because that's a bigger issue than an oil is going to cure. With that being said, you don't need hair growing tips. You need length retention tips, and that's what I'm going to tell you today. Tip number 1 is to find a routine and stick with it. I do my hair on a weekly basis. As you do your hair consistently, the health of your hair will start to improve. The feeling and how much moisture your hair holds will all start to improve. You'll learn a lot about your hair and what it needs, what it likes, and what it doesn't like. And also you'll be able to catch issues before they start. Tip number 2, and this is actually my number 1 tip, but I didn't want you guys to jump me. Leave your hair alone. You have to leave it alone and just let it do what it wants to do. I wash my hair once a week, and do you know what I do between Sunday to Sunday? Nothing. I do not touch my hair. I don't refresh it. I don't add any extra product in. I leave my hair alone. If it looks crazy and I need to put it in a ponytail, I put it in a ponytail, but I don't add any additional gel. I don't slick down my edges. I don't do no baby hair, nothing like that. I'm natural. My hair is frizzy. It's okay. A lot of you guys get what you think are protective styles, but you're constantly changing the protective style and therefore constantly manipulating your hair by blowing it out, having your edges yanked on. All of that causes stress and damage to your hair, and if you really are serious about growing your hair out, you really need to leave it alone. When I was younger, people would often call me tenderhead because I never had my hair done, but you know what they couldn't call me? Bald head. Leave your hair alone and it will grow. I promise. Tip number 3 is to keep your hair moisturized. So the reason that a lot of you think your hair is not growing is because it's breaking at a similar rate as it is growing. So it looks like nothing's happening. Your hair is probably dry. Dry hair breaks, and that's going to destroy all the length that you have. So you need to find products that work for you, and also remember that water is your best friend. Hydration and moisture are 2 different things. Hydration comes from water, and it's really important. When I get into the shower, I let my hair get saturated by the water for about 5 to 10 minutes before I even apply any products. And all the products that I apply to my hair are applied to soaking wet hair in order to keep the hydration that I got from the water locked in. It's kind of like if you just keep applying chapstick, but you haven't drank water in a week. Like, you need to get to the root of the problem. You need to let water hit your hair. Tip number 4 is to always be gentle with your hair. I do think some people go a little bit overboard and make it seem like you can't do anything to natural hair, but it is important to always be mindful of how you're treating your hair. Be nice to it, take your time, go slow, because there's a potential for breakage and damage with everything that you do, and you really want to minimize that, especially during the detangling process, since it happens once a week. Make sure that your hair is fully saturated with water and conditioner, that you're starting from the tips and working your way up, and that you're just taking your time. Be nice to your hair. Tip number 5, advice that I really need to take myself, but please don't judge me because curly cuts literally cost your soul. You need to be regularly getting your hair trimmed. Trimming your hair helps prevent split ends and breakage, which is obviously going to ruin your length. I have like a million single strand knots right now, and all those single strand knots make my hair get super tangled, which means that when I do detangle my hair, I experience some breakage, which could all be avoided with a simple haircut. This is the oldest, most fragile part of your hair, and it could cause some problems if you just let it rock. You need to just chop it off. You should never be more focused on length than health. If you take care of your hair, the length is going to come with no problem. I promise. So those are all the tips that I have. It's really nothing special. It's mostly techniques. You just have to take care of your hair, be nice to it, and you will see your hair getting longer. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them.